What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hoop State Preview. Miles Mastrocola here with Rod Bridgers, and we are talking about the Hoop State Wilson Prep Showcase going down December 10th. 1 day only, Saturday, all day. So when we look at this schedule and we're like, all right, what is the marquee game of this event? I feel like the one that kind of jumps off the graphic is Farmville Central versus Wilson Prep at Wilson Prep. These are two teams that have won hardware in recent years. Farmville obviously is a dynasty. They're trying to get back to where they belong this year. Wilson Prep won the state, kind of in the same boat. What makes this game so unique considering the teams, the coaches, the players, the Wilson?
So what makes this Wilson Prep and Farmville game so important is that these two teams are perennial powerhouses in their respective classifications, Wilson Prep being in 1A, Farmville being in 2A. They both fell short of a state championship last year. Wilson Prep lost in the regional final. Farmville Central lost in that heartbreaker in the state championship. So make no mistake about it, these two teams are back, locked and loaded, ready to make another run at the title. They're both budding dynasties. Farmville's won 4 state championships in the course of the last 7 years. Wilson Prep won a state championship 2 years ago. These are two of the better coaches, not only in the east state of Eastern North Carolina, but the entire Hoop State as well. And Larry Williford of Farmville Central and Anthony Atkinson of Wilson Prep. So listen, at 6:30 p.m., I need all of Wilson. Well, first of all, I know y'all going to be there regardless, so I'm not even worried about that. But this is a historic moment. We have Hunt High School, coached by Dwight Taylor, coming in to Wilson Prep to play a basketball game. If we know Wilson and we know the dynamic, that is very important. That's very special. Coach Taylor is very near and dear to my heart. So for him to do that for me, I really appreciate that. But don't get it confused. They got a monster matchup. They're playing Southern Durham, headlined by a top 50 sophomore in the country, Jackson Keefe. If you've seen Jackson Keefe on our network here over the last couple months, you know that he's the good. So that's going to be a great matchup with Jackson Keefe versus the two-headed wings in Hunt with Drew Pittman and Dayton Sutton as well, too. So that's going to be a great game.
So I've actually gotten to know Jackson a little bit throughout the course of the summer and into the fall. He is like begging to be in these games. These are the kind of games that he wants to be in. This is an awesome opportunity for the state to see Jackson on a big stage because he is one of the best players in the state, regardless of class. He carries himself like a 30-year-old man in a good way. Super mature approach on and off the floor. Takes everything about the game of basketball very seriously while still kind of maintaining the fact that he has fun playing it. He's almost a cross between, and this is lofty, and this is the kind of player Jackson is, but this is still lofty, a cross between Wendell Moore and Trey Murphy. He's got the initiation ability of Wendell Moore with the fact that he kind of has the point forward, the point guard kind of mindset. He's also got the shooting touch and the size and the frame of Trey Murphy. He's not quite 6'8", 6'9" yet like Trey was, but he is pushing 6'6". He's a big, strong kid that can really, really play, is gunning for that top spot in a loaded 2025 class. In Wilson, he's playing on the road essentially. Like, what an opportunity this is for him and that Southern Durham team, which has some other players around him as well that can get some stuff done.
So at 5 p.m., we got a so-called battle of the Hoop State between the Cannon School and Woodside VA from Newport News, Virginia, coached by my guy Steph Welsh, former Arkansas Razorback. Steph is going on a tour this summer, beating some North Carolina schools. So he's self-proclaimed Virginia as the Hoop State. So we figured we'd bring him down in the regular season and get him a primetime matchup with one of the better 2024 guards in the state, Austin Schwartz. Austin is having a monster start to the season. Isaiah Henry as well, 2025 guy for Cannon. For Woodside, they're led by Richmond commit Trevor Smith. And they have a guy on Woodside. He's actually from Tallboro. He's coming back home for the 252, a reason Woodside wanted to play this game, and Michael Jenkins. So it's going to be a fun game. Two athletic teams going up and down. I can't wait for that.
It's going to be a big-time matchup. You have two coaches that take a lot of pride in what they do, what their programs are about. And I think the matchup between Smith and Schwartz is going to be big time. We've talked about Austin Schwartz a lot on some of the previous preview shows, and I think that he's a kid that college coaches know about, but the general fan doesn't quite know about yet. And I think he's going to use, the months of November and December to kind of stake his claim as, look, I'm one of the baddest dudes in this state. I can get you 30 anytime I want. And why not do it on a stage in Wilson against Woodside to stake North Carolina as the Hoop State? But Steph is going to have his guys ready. I think Steph one of the things about him is he understands the magnitude of playing in events like this. He understands the opportunity that is at his fingertips when he leads his team into games like this. So it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be electric, and I think the environment at Wilson Prep is gonna appreciate the quality of play that these two teams display on the state player watch. A lot of good ones to pick from. We've already gone in detail about a couple guys, but who is the one player that you're excited to watch this week?
So my Hoop State player to watch for this event is Southern Nash guard Jordan Vick, committed to East Carolina University, one of the most prolific scorers in the state of North Carolina. This past Friday in a win versus South Granville, Jordan went for 45 points. I'm not sure if that's the high in the state this year, but he's the electric scorer that can fill it up, man. He's going to be somebody that's worth the price of admission. If you've never seen Jordan Vick play, he's a guy that can score at all 3 levels, has good range on his 3 ball, gets to the cup, and he's one of the more explosive athletes in the state of North Carolina. I always tell East Carolina fans, listen, you got to steal. That's the best player in the 252, staying home, playing it in front of the home fans. He's going to be a gem to watch for the next 4 years.
For me, I'm going with Josh Short. Also recently committed, going to New Orleans. They've found a way to come into North Carolina and sneak some really good talent over recent years. So, and Josh just another example of that. And this is a kid, we've talked about it previously with Farmville. They are pissed. They're not happy. They're coming in this season angry. Larry leading the charge, and Ja in his senior year, in order to cement his status as one of the great Farmville players, and there have been a lot of them, for him to lead his team to a state championship and be the senior leader on a team, that's the last step he's got. He knows it, Larry knows it, the whole program and community knows it, we know it, so might as well do it. What an opportunity for him to play in a crazy road environment at Wilson Prep and just continue to build the resume for Farmville as they try to get another state championship. Right?
Another player that's worth the price of admission is freshman guard Kobe Edwards from Greenfield School. I said earlier on Twitter about a week or so ago, Rob Salter has his next star. Notable guys like Anthony Atkinson, Kobe White, Aaron Roundtree, Brian Richardson. The list goes on and on and on. And Kobe Edwards is that next star. He's just an electric point guard with the ball in his hands. He makes great decisions. He has eyes in the back of his head, and he's one of the highly touted players as a freshman right now. Not only in the state of North Carolina, but he's starting to get some national buzz as well too. So another guy that plays at 330 Greenfield School, freshman guard Kobe Edwards.
Another great kind of look ahead at the schedule here. December 9th and 10th, Phenom Tourneytown Showcase. UNC commit Drake Powell leads Northwood into 2 big-time matchups against private school powers in the state of North Carolina. Friday night, they take on Austin Swartz and Cannon School, and on Saturday night, they take on Jaden Mustaf and Carmel Christian. This is significant for a few different reasons. One, we get the kid committed to the marquee public university, for basketball at the very least, in the state of North Carolina, having an opportunity to play against 2 very, very high-level prospects in his class that are kind of in similar situations from a ranking standpoint, and we get to see what they're able to do. And it's also an opportunity for this Northwood Pittsburgh team to show the state that we are a lot more than Drake Powell. We have Fred Whitaker. We have Keenan Parrish. We have a lot of different talent, and let's showcase that. So I think, for Northwood Pittsburgh, they have the size of a prep school, the size of a private school, and they're going to be able to compete in games like this against both of these teams, and it would not be surprised if they win one, if not both of them. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of Hoop State Preview with Miles and Rod. December 10th, Wilson Prep School, going to be a great day of basketball. We can't wait to see you there. If you cannot make it, hoopstatelive.com has you covered for everything live and on demand after the fact, so be sure to check that out if you cannot make it, and be sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and continue to tune in. We appreciate you all so very much.